we're going to be going over some general introduction of BILT 2.0. We'll go into some basic setup. If we have time as well, we'll get right into setting up domains, user accounts, everything. It's important that we set these up correctly so that you can start sending offers, you can start building relationships, you can do whatever you want in the system. One of the things you'll find out when you get into any type of training with me, right? It's not just going to be, oh, how fast can we do this? How fast can we make our automations, right? Let's scale to the moon. It's how can we do it scale to the moon, but also safely, right? All right. So brand new account. As you can see, phone configuration is missing. We need to resolve that. We will resolve that in a minute. Your dashboard is probably going to be blank, right? While James is figuring out this information right now, let me just talk briefly of everything that you can do in the system, right? Because there's more than just what we explained on the demonstration, right? We gave you guys highlights, we gave you guys features, right, of what it can and can't do. But there's a lot of things that you can do inside the system. So for one, the dashboard is going to help you, and you can customize this dashboard. You can edit your dashboard. You can have multiple dashboards in here. So you just add to it. But basically, it's going to give you a rundown of everything that you have going on inside your system. Now, if you're not using Google ads or Facebook ads or anything like that, you probably are not going to use that, right? But let's say you're doing, sales efficiency for acquisitions, you'll be able to keep track of that, as well as your opportunities and conversion rates and so forth. All of this is customizable. This is just a template that we give you guys. But nonetheless, the next important thing you'll notice in here is the conversations. So most of you guys are probably going to be, and most people are not even going to pay attention to the dashboard, by the way, but most of you guys are going to be inside the conversations. You're going to be inside of your opportunities and probably your contacts. Like those are really the main three where everyone's attention is going to be towards. But at the same time, there's so many more buttons in here, right? So that's why I kind of want to go over this briefly. So conversations, whether you are texting someone, calling them, emailing them, WhatsApping them, maybe you connect to your social media, Instagram, Facebook DMs, they will all be here underneath the one contact, and the entire conversation will show here. Okay. And you can communicate back and forth through all of those channels as well. I think there's even like eBay communications if you want to go down that far. But nonetheless, all your conversations will be held here. You do have your dialer system. Once you set up a phone number here at the top, you'll be able to dial directly, switch phone numbers and so forth. And we'll get into that a little bit later. And we have plenty of tutorials on setting that stuff up. So the next thing is the calendars, right? If you're using Calendly, if you're using any other calendar tool and you're paying for it, you don't need to pay for it anymore. This system has it built in, right? And you can have as many calendars as you want. There's no limitations. It works very similar to Calendly. So for example, if I go to my link tree, right, and I go to my one-on-one calendar right here, this is a form of that calendar, right? It operates very similar, looks just like Calendly. But anyways, but you can build as many as you want. You can have as many team members on those calendars, many groups. You can hold events like this, which you guys are in right now, and so forth. All right. And then your contacts, right? This is where when you upload your files, you're going to import contacts maybe through a CSV file, or maybe you do it manually one by one. But all your contacts are going to show here. They're going to be organized based off tags, maybe smart lists, and so forth. And again, you have the ability of adding them to certain automations or filtering them through pipelines, sending direct emails, sending direct SMS. Not really recommended to use these too much unless you're just like one-off. And then, of course, there's some other things too. And then really it's the opportunities, right? So the pipelines that are built out for you is the bread and butter of BILT 2.0. Okay. This is what makes 2.0 2.0. This is what makes BILT stand out is all of the automations and features that it has. Now, this is not just a pipeline, right? It is a pipeline, but in the back end, there are so many automations that go into this. So right off the bat, if you go into your automations, you'll find a BILT 2.0 folder. If you're an existing BILT user, you probably have multiple folders. And we've kind of just organized it under one, which then opens a bunch more folders. So you're more than welcome to go through these at any time. I would not go through them right now and play with them unless you understand how to do automations. However, if you go in and you want to edit something, I suggest you make a copy. Meaning, let's say you want to go in here to your new leads, right? And you want to set it to somebody else, right? Maybe it's not you specific. You want to make a copy, right? So go ahead and clone it, right? And then, do your modifications, right? If you screw up the original automation that's in here, we will put the original one back in there, okay? But if you did modifications to the original and you want those, you should have made a copy because we will revert it back to the old version. So that's as far as automations go. Payments, you can, for all I care, accept a card on through your phone through tap, was that NFC? If you have that, want to set that stuff up, all your contracts and your documents and stuff will be in here as far as templates go. So right now you'll be able to see all of your creative finance agreements, your cash agreements, your assignment contracts. They're all right here set up. Now there are some prerequisites we need to do to get this set up. And we'll be going through that during this training. And then, of course, there's more things you could do if you wanted to have your own subscription service, and so forth. We're not going to get into that right now. Marketing, social planner. This is one of the really popular ones that people are interested in right now, that you can connect all your social media accounts. I'm not going to talk about that today, but go ahead and connect your accounts. You can do your social media from there. And then, of course, emails, and you go to templates. This is where all of our templates, in case you guys want to modify, add your logos, add your signatures to the offers, to how any type of initial outreach goes out. You're probably going to want to modify them here. So, for example, offer templates on market. A lot of us are doing LOI blasting, right? And so, as you can see, there's so many templates in here, right? There's 2 pages worth. So let's just max this out. So you can see all of them. And so let's just say, oh, there's a sub 2 email offer to agent, right? If I open this up, well, this is the template, right? And inside this template, you can modify anything you want in here. You can add images, you can tweak whatever you want. Just don't change the variables inside here. If you change the variables, then you will screw up how it portrays, to the agent or so forth. But that goes for every single one of our templates. They're all set up. You're more than welcome to modify that. We're not going to deep dive too much into automation right now. Websites, we will today, but you guys have websites already pre-built, and we'll show you how to set that up today. And then there's a bunch of other stuff as well. I don't think we really need to get into them at this moment because it's not really important for you guys getting started.